It's been 6 months since I started investing $5 a day into the stock market. And since the beginning of the year, we have seen a lot of movement in the market across all of the major indexes. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing how my portfolio has performed since the beginning of the year. Then I'll also be taking a look at how my portfolio has performed over the last 30 days. And then lastly, I'm going to go into some insights and lessons learned since the beginning of the year. So when I started this challenge at the beginning of the year, I really didn't know what to expect. I started out with two main goals at the beginning of the year. The first was I wanted to see if I could build a portfolio just by investing small amounts of money every single day. And then secondly, I just really wanted to illustrate to people how easy it was to get started with investing. And since we started this challenge, I have received a number of comments from people letting me know that they have started to invest in the stock market for the first time, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. So if you started investing with me at any point over the last 6 months, drop a comment down below and let me know what you're investing in and how your portfolio is performing since you started investing in this challenge. So if you've watched any of my previous update videos on this challenge, then you know that the market has been trending upward for most of the year. And a lot of the companies that are within the S&P 500 have been seeing all-time highs. And on top of that, the S&P 500 has returned between 16 and 17% year to date. And if you've been watching companies such as Google, Amazon, Meta, and Broadcom, you'll see that a lot of those companies are trading at or near all-time highs. And that is important for us because we are investing in the S&P 500, and more specifically, we are investing in Vanguard's VOO. And if you're not familiar with VOO, it tracks the S&P 500 index. Now, before I jump in and provide an overview of my portfolio, I wanted to answer a couple of questions that I have received since the beginning of this challenge. The first is $5 a day is not a number that you have to stick with. It is the number that I selected at the beginning of the year to build out my small portfolio. You are more than welcome to invest less than $5 a day or more than $5 a day. It's really up to you on how you'd like to invest. Secondly, if you'd like to invest once a month or twice a month instead of doing it every day, that absolutely is fine as well. Again, I'm just trying to put the framework together to show you how to invest into the stock market. And then again, I want you to create your own strategy around how you would like to invest and what works best for you. So I'm doing this for the purposes of building out my portfolio, but you are welcome to invest as much or as little as you like over the course of the challenge. The only thing that I suggest is that you try to stay consistent. So if you're investing monthly, just make sure that you're going in every single month and you're making that investment into whatever index that you've selected to ensure that you continue to build your portfolio. And lastly, the amount that I'm investing every single month is $100. Now keep in mind that the market is not open on weekends and holidays. So there may be some months where you are investing less than $100. Now to get around this, feel free to invest more than the $5 on a day prior to a holiday or after a holiday if you want to make sure that you're getting in the full $100 every single month. I guess you don't really have to be so rigid about it. Again, it's really just gonna come down to your preferences and how you want to invest. All right, so here's the home page of my brokerage account. And just like my previous videos, I wanted to show my brokerage account in real time and not just take screenshots and put them up on the screen for you to see. I wanna make sure that you can see all of the activity within my brokerage account. Now, if you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see that I have one position, which is VOO. VOO is the only index fund that I plan to invest in as part of this challenge at this moment. Maybe next year I may add another fund and start building that as well, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Let me know if you'd like to see that. And then you'll also notice that I have $740 actually within the index fund, and I am invested in their dividend reinvestment program, which just means that anytime VOO pays out a dividend, it is reinvested back into my account within that fund. And then at the top of the screen, you'll notice that I have $55 in my account. I like to keep anywhere between $50 and $100 in this account, and I just replenish it whenever it runs low. So if we go ahead over and we take a look at the history, and I'll scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see that since the beginning of the year, that I have been pretty consistent with investing the $5 every single day. Now, I did receive a comment from someone that said, hey, why don't you set up an auto purchase every single day so you don't actually have to go in and actually make the purchases manually? And I may do that, but to be honest with you, I am actually logged into the market every morning before pre-market, just looking at price action. And as for right now, I like to actually do it manually. So I may switch to have that automatically done at some point. So we'll jump over and we'll take a look at how my portfolio has performed over the last 30 days. Now, if you look at the top of the screen here, you will see that over the last month, my portfolio is up $8.14. And if you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see that my portfolio is up 1.24%. And if you take a look at the graph at the bottom here, you'll see that my portfolio is tracking with the S&P 500, which is the orange line that is tracking against the green line, which is my portfolio. So since the beginning of the month, I'm not up a tremendous amount of money, but we're still green. That's the most important thing. Now, if we flip over and we take a look at how my portfolio has been doing since the beginning of the year, we'll see that I'm up $56.60. And then again, if we scroll all the way to the bottom here, we'll see that year to date, my portfolio is up 76.62% and is completely outpacing the S&P 500. Now let's talk about a few lessons learned since the beginning of the year. Now you see that my portfolio is up 76% on the year. Now imagine if you were investing $500 a month or $1,000 a month. You would be seeing tremendous growth within your portfolio. But keep in mind that every year or every month, the market may not always trend up in the right direction. There will be months where we will see a pullback in the market and your returns may turn red, just like mine did in one of my previous update videos that I provided. And since we know that the market is volatile and can go in either direction at any point in time, we know that you will see less movement to the upside or to the downside when you're investing in index funds. Number two, the market has been trending upwards all year long. And if you have not been invested in the stock market this year, you're missing out on a ton of stock appreciation for the year. And lastly, I know that just investing small amounts will take a long time for my portfolio to grow. But it's important to note that it is better to invest small dollar amounts every single month as opposed to not being in the market at all. So we are taking small steps now to ensure that we can help secure our financial future. Now, if this is the first update video that you have watched since I started this challenge at the beginning of the year, make sure to check out the initial video that I posted in February of this year and make sure that you jump into the challenge. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.